Let's say hi and give a shout out to everybody in Russia. Ladies and gentlemen. Two areas of the ocean. We said hi to West Malaysia. Let's say hi to East Malaysia. East Malaysia. Hello, everybody. Let's hear their turn. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see who else we got here. We got so many places who we have next. Let's go to the next page. I don't want to miss anybody. Okay, where are we at? Got hi to Russia. Where's some of our African friends? Oh, there we go. We also have, there's one of our diamonds, Julia in Singapore. Let's say hi to Singapore, everybody. And it looks like, I know we got Ketch there. Ketch is representing Taiwan. I don't know if we got video up there or not. Let's just say hi to Ketch and the group in Taiwan. Hello, our partners in Taiwan. And then we have Trudy, and Trudy's up in Hong Kong with that group. So I don't know if we have a video there or not, but let's say hi to everybody in Hong Kong there. The group there. Okay, let's see. I know we also have I know there's school that's going on right now in Nigeria. A global opportunity. This really is a global impact. And so what you guys are doing and what you're going to experience the next couple of days, everybody else is going to experience as well. So I want you to know that when you're out there doing thousands of RAIN partners that are like-minded like you are all across the globe. So once again, thanks for being here this morning, guys. Let's give yourselves a round of applause. Everybody else. But I really, like I said, this is kind of a historic event. If you remember, it was what, 2 years ago, we were in the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas? Hey, remember that? That was your event. And just so you guys know, most of the time on these events, as you can imagine, these venues, our goal isn't necessarily to make money. Our goal is to use this as a tool and a platform to help inspire and teach and train, because we know if we invest into you, as you're investing into yourself, it comes back 100-fold. Not just for your business, but for RAIN and for what we're trying to accomplish. But to kind of give you an idea, I mean, even after all expenses at that Cosmopolitan event, it was probably about $1 million that it cost the company. Okay, it was $1 million. It was great. We had an awesome, amazing screen. Remember all those TV screens? It was an amazing experience, amazing. Remember the RAIN waterfall? Remember all those things that we had, which were pretty cool and pretty neat. But at the same time, you know, as we kind of expanding, and even at that event, I don't know if you guys remember, if you know, that more than half the people that registered for that event could not get a visa to come to the United States. So, you know, us being a global company like we are, we knew that there was a different way that we needed to do this, and there was a different way we needed to allocate our funds, and there was also a different way that we needed to use those. So some of that's fun and nice, but as you saw in that video, what our goal is and what we want to do is we want to impact more. And if we have an extra $1 million, let's bless more people's lives, including yours, right? So we're going to do Summit a little bit different, like we're doing right now, because we want to impact as many people as we can. And like you saw, we had a lot of groups there. There was a lot of groups that maybe you didn't get to see yet, but there are groups all over the place that will, I'm sure, get a chance to see over the weekend. So really quick, as we're going through, we're getting started. What is the state of RAIN? And where is RAIN? Now, just like life, you know, as we grow, here's one of those things. As you experience things in life, you really start to learn what you like, what you don't like. You get to learn what is good, what is bad. You get to learn from the positive and the negative. And I think that any time in life, and I want you to think of maybe even in your journey in RAIN, I'm going to walk around, your journey in RAIN, you know, it is anytime your convictions, anytime your belief gets tested, you have a chance to either stand up and that belief becomes stronger and your vision becomes clearer. Because as we go through life and as we go through things and we see expansion and we see obstacles and we see all those things, that clarity becomes even more clear. And the thing that I love about RAIN is we've always had our eye on that big picture of impacting the world and changing the world. Our goal has always been to try to come in contact with somebody and have their life better because they came in contact with RAIN, no matter what it is. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning. That's what gets me on planes in the morning. That's what gets me up day after day, even though the body might be weak and exhausted from getting off of another 20-something hour flight, and then going to doing meetings and getting on another flight for another 14 hours and then doing that and you don't know what time zone you're in. The reason that we do that is because, you can see me now? Yeah. Oh, there. You can see me there. No, but the reason that we do it is because of wanting to make an impact. And I'm telling you what, with the experience of being in Uganda, as you're going to hear a little bit more about this weekend, and actually seeing what we're doing and the impact that we're making, that's just one of the places, it was life-changing. I mean, it was really life-changing. When we went out there and we went to try to find some of the disabled children that were outcasts and try to let them know that we were building a school that they could come participate in. I mean, there were times that, you know, when we get into that van, you know, after being in that situation, and there's just silence. I mean, what do you say? When you see that and you experience that, it's life-changing. And know that little amounts, in those areas, if you can find a job, they work 12, 14, 16 hours a day for $1, for $1. And so if they work all month, they might get $30 if they work every day. And just to see the impact that we're making, when you think of a quarter, 25 cents that we've been donating on every product, and so every 4 boxes, we've got a daily wage for somebody, and we can go into that community and we can change lives and change generations. You know, I know that our vision has been clear, but I think experiencing that firsthand and actually being in that situation, I know it's changed me forever. I know that that's not the only place. I know there's probably places in the United States where we have people that need help. We know that, right? We all have places we can focus on and help and serve. But as we're looking at the 30+ markets that we're in, and then we're going to continue to go in, I don't just want to do that in Uganda, guys. I want to do that everywhere we go. I want to make sure that every community that we're in, we can impact people. And we're making money as a company, and we're growing, so why don't we just make sure that we focus even more on doing that? And I think that that's one of the things that has brought clarity to me as we've gone through the path that has gotten us here of what we should be doing and what we need to be doing. And I think what really adds value, because we all know that you know, money isn't everything, but it's what you do with it. Because I can tell you what, you go talk to a community and you go talk to a family and tell somebody that money doesn't mean anything when $5 means that they can eat. It does mean anything. It does. You know, when I talk to people that say, well, I don't need any more money. I don't need any more money. I'm fine. You know, sometimes I just want to scream. Because it's like, you know what? Okay, maybe you don't need any more money, but you know that one child is dying of starvation every 6 seconds in the world. And they don't have the opportunities that we have. So maybe you don't need any more money, but others do, and they don't have the opportunities we do. So what we should do with the opportunity is bless others that don't have a chance, right? That's what I do. Who's with me on that? What is a better platform for us to be able to impact people's lives like we're trying to in this industry? Where we can touch markets like this. I mean, in your normal 9 to 5, if you're not doing this full time or what you've done in the past to make, you have the opportunity like we have in this to impact people's lives like we can. To change people's lives for generations. To live. With the team, said, guys, we got to get to the point where there's nothing that we do in RAIN unless it benefits somebody else. It doesn't even know. Okay? We can't do anything. We shouldn't do anything. It's got to be a byproduct of every single thing that we do. And I think that you're going to love what we're going to share with you this weekend, because that's our goal, and that's what we're striving to do. And we've done a lot, but what we're going to do is going to be nothing. I mean, what we've done is nothing in comparison to what we're going to do. And that really, really excites me. Because when we can make it, because here's what I believe. Here's what I believe. As I talk to charities, as we go out and talk to other organizations and stuff, you want to know what every charity or every group says? They say, we would do more if we had more. Right? If we had more, we could do more. But they can't do it because they don't have it. And so we have a platform where we can create that. And we can do those types of things. So what really excites me is really what we're going to be able to do. The 300,000 trees, this is just one of the things that we've done. There's a lot of problems in the world. And I'm not a doom and gloom guy, if you guys know me. I'm not a doom and gloom guy. Yeah, I don't like to just talk about all the negative. But we know there's deforestation going on. We know that the oceans are getting polluted. We know that there's trash all over the place. We know that our air and water is not clean. We know that people are starving. We know that people are sick. We know all these things are happening. But you know what I believe? I believe that if you can put money behind any global problem, it can be fixed. Right? If we put money behind any problem, it can be fixed. You just need to have the resources. We just need to have the resources. The problem with the charity is not set up to be able to self-fund, right? A charity can't do that, but a business like ours can. What we're doing can. And when it's not just a byproduct, but it's a focus, and we not only focus on it, but by doing it, we're not saying, okay, buy this thing that doesn't matter, and we'll donate this, or buy this thing that doesn't really matter. It's not a marketing ploy. At the same time, what we're doing is we're blessing people's lives with what we're doing, our platform. Okay? And when we're doing everything for a purpose, which we're setting people free from with our opportunity, we're setting people free from what we're trying to accomplish with our products, and then we're setting people free with the charity work that we do and giving back. See, that's kind of how it's gone, right? We focus on the product, and then how you get your product for free, and then how you can help others do that. And by the way, we have this charity. We need to flip that around. It needs to be flipped around. Okay, where we need to offer the 3 freedoms, and we've been talking about this, and you're going to hear a lot more about this in our presentations and stuff. The first thing that we should do if we want to receive is what? Yeah, isn't that a law, a universal principle? Okay, so what do we need to do if we're talking about freedom if we want it? Give it. We got to give freedom to people. And then as we get freedom, and that's kind of the G for freedom, the three different freedoms I'm going to talk about. Once we can give the freedom, then what can we do? We can receive that freedom. And then once we receive that freedom, and I'm standing on a little bit higher ground, what can I do? I can help others do the same, right? That's what we can do. And that's what we've been doing, but I think the clarity that we have now on what we need to do and how we need to do it has gotten even clearer. And it's not, like I said, it's not marketing, it's not one of those things, it's really who we are. As you notice, you're going to see some footage over the next couple of weeks, and it's not about me, because I love to be, and I want you guys to be able to experience this stuff. Guys, this is not stock footage that we went and had somebody else get for us, right? It's not something that we just teamed up with a group and said, hey, can you get a picture of, here, we'll send you some product, and you get a picture of some of these kids eating it? You know, that's not what, I mean, we are there. We're going to be hands-on. And I want you to be able to have that same opportunity. Who'd like to have that same opportunity? To be hands-on. So that's the goal. So here's what's happened. You guys have seen we've donated product. You guys know that we built houses in Eastern Europe. Actually, it was a house. We built a house in Eastern Europe. We've donated a lot of product. We've planted fields, obviously trees. We've got the workshop that you're going to see more about. We got the disability center going. We've got a library going. You know, when we were in Uganda, we went and met with the mayor and the city council, and they basically they're giving us part of their city building, and they're giving us 5 employees that they're going to fund from the city to run a library, because they know they should probably have one anyway, right? And then while we build our library, they're going to just allow us to use that. And it's going to be a learning center as well. It's pretty neat to see these people, these kids just look through these books like they've never seen pictures. Pretty powerful. So we've done a lot of things out there. What we're doing is we want our message to be even more clean, precise, and simple. As you know my thing, I never say easy, right? Simple. So the back office that we're putting together, and you're going to be able to see it, if we're not going to launch it until it is perfect, it is going to be amazing. We've been investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in it, and it's going to do things that we haven't been able to do so far. It's going to allow us to impact the globe a lot better than we've ever been able to do that. All right, so we're doing that right now, and with the app, and with everything that we can do online, because like I said, I go into those places, they don't have running water, they don't have electricity, but you want to know what they have? They have a cell phone, they don't have electricity, so what do? They buy those little solar units so they can charge their cell phones. In fact, some of them even use that as a business, where you can pay someone to let them charge your phone for you, because they got to have their phones. So here's the thing, if we're not focused on making sure every single thing we do can be done on that phone, guys, we're going to miss it. Because, I don't know, I'm in Eastern Europe. Now, the wall came down in '89, right? Wall came down, the Iron Curtain came down in '89. So they were a little bit behind as far as, like here, we still write checks, right? We can still write a check in the United States. Well, they haven't got to that point yet. So since they were a little bit back, they just skipped it. They didn't go do checks. What do? They went right to credit cards and debit cards and digital and stuff. They just skipped that. When all these emerging markets, you think they're going to just focus on desktop computers and laptop computers? And no. When billions of people get connected to the internet in the next 10 years, they say 2 billion more people are going to be connected to the internet in the next 10 to 15 years that are not connected today. 2 billion. How are they going to be connected? Smartphones. You're going to give them a computer, they're not going to know what to do with it. But they'll know how to run that stuff all day long, right? So where do we need to live? What do we need to do? What does every single thing that we need to focus on as we're moving forward to have a global business? Where should it be able to live? It needs to live there. So that we're ready for this. That's where it's going. Whether we like it or not, that's where it's going. Because all these emerging markets, they're going to skip the other things. They're going to go straight to the smartphone. Plus, it's going to be cheaper for a lot of them. They can get a smartphone for a lot cheaper than they can get a desktop, right? And they can use it for phone calls. So I want you to see that this thing is not going to stop. You're going to be hearing from us about updates. You're going to be hearing from us about enhancements that we're doing to this constantly. Because we're going to get it there. In fact, we're going to do things when we're doing things that the industry just has never seen. And so I'm really excited about this, because this is not just something that you're going to hear about tonight. We actually have someone that we brought in who's done a lot of the coding that's going to talk about some of the enhancements this weekend. But it's not going to just stop at what we talk about. I want you to focus on what we have that's new, because it's exciting, but guys, we're not stopping there. This is going to get ridiculous, what we're going to be able to do with this stuff, and what our vision is. So hopefully you can see that here's to giving back differently. And you're going to understand what I mean by the time this weekend is done. And you're going to get it, and I think that you're going to not only get it, but we're going to be able to, as we roll all this new stuff out, get to a point where you can track that. That's what's going to be in all the new software, the new back office, where you can see the impact you are having and your team is having. Every time a box is sold, every time something gets donated, anytime something, how would you like to know how much you've done? The difference that you've made. You know, it's a little bit different now when I look at that Musana jewelry. You know how you have the picture of the people's faces? I met them all. You know, I know it's a little bit different. We're like, oh yeah, I've been in her house. I met her kids. You know, and then you can see that even though they come from humble backgrounds, you know what was pretty amazing to see is all the people that were, all these women that were working for Musana, as we toured around the city, their houses were better. Their kids were better clothed. Their kids were fed. Their kids were going to school. You know that every single person that works for Musana, we pay for their kids to go to school? No. Like I said, even though their house was still pretty humble, you can still see a difference that they were making. And you can see how this community, these women, had just rallied around each other and what they were doing. I think you're going to hear more of that too as we get some of the representation from Musana that's going to be here this weekend to talk about some of this stuff. But this is it. You know, 2018 is where, you know, we take it up a notch and we make a difference. We're going to make a bigger impact, I believe, in months than we've made in the last 6 years. As we implement a lot of these things we're going to implement. In months, we're going to make the same impact that we made in years. And so as we grow and get to 100 million in sales, and 200, and 300, and 400, and get to $500 million, and then $1 billion, I mean, I want to put countries on the map. I want to put countries on the map, right? And make a difference. And here's the thing that I love about this, and I love about RAIN, is we attract those kind of people. Because you are that kind of tribe, right? This is the tribe that would do this. There's a lot of companies in this space, and I'm not talking negative about anybody, but that's not their tribe, right? That's not their tribe. But that's who RAIN is. And those are the people that we attract, and that's why I think a lot of this stuff that you're seeing and you're going to hear resonates with you, because that's why you were brought to RAIN anyway. Because you wanted to make a difference and you wanted to make an impact. So, you know, I'm excited about this weekend. The social impact that we're making right now is just going to magnify drastically, which like I said, fires me up, especially as we've seen, you know, what that can mean for people in the world, what that can mean for people even in our backyards in the future. So thank you guys, because this isn't me. This isn't me standing up here and saying, look what I've done. And Daniel has the footage. I don't know if he ever cut it. Every time I talk to the group, and when we did the ribbon cutting, and what we did is we brought gifts for all the families. So at the very end, you know, we got out the gifts for the families and for the kids and stuff like that. But what we told them is like, this isn't me. This isn't me. I'm representing tens of thousands of people that did this for you guys. It's not Byron. It's you. It's all of us that are doing it. But when we do it together, like I say, you get a group of like-minded individuals like we have, not just sitting in this room, but sitting in 15 other locations like this, focused on same type of causes. I mean, what can't we do? So, guys, I'm excited for the weekend. I'm excited for these enhancements and changes. I'm excited for where we're going. And I just feel blessed to be a part of it, and blessed to know you. I'm blessed to be able to know that when we put our heads on our pillow every night, somebody's life is going to be benefited that you didn't even know. Somebody new on a daily basis. That's our goal. So thanks so much, guys. We're gonna have a great weekend. Let's get this thing started. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Люди способны разрушать. Разрушать барьеры, стереотипы, стены непонимания. Способны поднимать самооценку, вселять надежду, поднимать. Вдохновлять мир, а не принижать его. Не проявлять эгоизм. Мы можем видеть в страданиях возможности помочь. Люди способны измерять свою жизнь не годами, а важными моментами. Потому что жизнь не должна измеряться достижениями, но тем, как вы повлияете на жизнь других. Человечество должно быть добрее, и нашей целью должно быть желание положительно влиять на других. Как вы измените мир? По-другому. В наш первый день там мы поставили цель понять, в чем больше всего они нуждаются в Уганде. Было несколько вещей, которые мы уже знали. Рабочие места, питание, хорошее образование. Но мы хотели понять нужды на более личном уровне, особенно там, где мы помогали проекту МУСА. Мы посетили некоторых детей-инвалидов в районе деревни Лугаза. Они создали специальное сообщество для них, где они помогают и заботятся о таких детях. По большому счету, они отрезаны от общества, и для семей просто финансово невозможно заботиться о них. Было трудно все это видеть, но в то же время мы начали понимать и чувствовать, в каком направлении двигаться. На следующий день мы начали лучше понимать нужды женщин фонда и их детей. Нас приглашали в их поселения и дома. Хотя это сложно назвать домами. Там есть стены, только у некоторых есть двери. Но несмотря на все эти жизненные условия, их благодарность нам за МУСАну невероятна. Те перемены, которые они уже увидели, дали им надежду и радость. Что дало нам больше мотивации, чтобы еще больше изменять их жизни и жизни других. Продолжая наш путь по Лугазе, мы встречались с учителями, важными представителями поселений и многими семьями, пытаясь понять, как мы можем помочь их системе образования. На данный момент образование в Уганде находится на очень низком уровне. Многие из них не могут посещать школы. Но это можно изменить. Благодаря пожертвованиям в их школы для покупки книг и других вещей. Если бы можно было позаимствовать только что-то одно у людей из Уганды, это была бы гордость за их страну и природу. Они хотели, чтобы мы обязательно познакомились не только с ними, но и увидели все самое лучшее в Уганде. Мы побывали в джунглях, спустились по реке, побывали на полях сахарного тростника и посетили другие красивейшие места. Мы провели церемонию открытия здания МУСА и праздновали с ним. Поездка была невероятной. Она открыла глаза на многое. Было весело. Она нас смирила. Но что самое важное, она напомнила нам, что наша компания посвящает себя тому, чтобы давать надежду тем, кому она нужна. Давать возможности тому, кто сам не может найти их. Мы еще раз вспомнили, почему мы делаем то, что мы делаем. Мы вспомнили, над чем надо фокусироваться. И благодаря этому мы поняли, что наше влияние должно быть еще больше.
Was not just a trip for fun or for show. This was a get your hands dirty, throw your arms around a local friend, laugh and cry together. This was real and raw. And you learn a lot when you travel with someone. I do learn a lot about them. And I can attest that traveling with the leaders of your company, they really at their core, doing good is what drives them. And that's really at the DNA of this company, is making an impact in the world. So I should be proud to be part of this company. Yeah. So the culminating experience, as you can see, was the ribbon cutting, where Byron was cutting the ribbon, and then we had about 100 community members there that flooded in there as we had a program. I had the chance to speak a few words at this opening ceremonies. And to give you background on how significant having our own space is, when we started in 2009, our artisans were working out of just a borrowed 4 by 5 meter dimly lit garage. And over the past several years, we have been hopping around to renting different spaces in our community. The last couple of years, artisans actually worked out of, on the right, you can see this a barn, a roughly hewn barn where when it would rain, which it rains a lot, the water would run under the artisans' feet, so they'd have to prop up their feet or stand on their chairs to be able to continue working. So you can see the difference that we're working in this beautiful, clean, comfortable environment where, check it out. And not only is this a new and a beautiful environment, but we will now have the space to expand from our 20 full-time artisans, which put our current spaces at capacity. We had 20 full-time artisans and then 40 women that would work at home. This workshop has the space for 100 artisans to be able to work. And we're on par to be able to expand to that amount of impact this year. So we're really excited about that. So as I was speaking in this opening ceremonies, I said, how did we get here? And this was a really emotional time for me this day, reflecting on where we've come from and kind of the struggle over the past several years to get to where we are today. And I said, how did we get here? What differentiates us from others that have tried to do such projects in the community? And is it that we're brighter or more talented? No, it's that we know we have a deep why running through our organization. And at that point, I called up one of our artisans named Eve, and up to the microphone, I said, Eve, why do you come to work every day? And given, I had thought about, should I tell her what to say so that she'll, prove my point? But I didn't, because I knew that what was in her heart. And she said, I come for my children. I want them to have a better life than I did. I want them to go to university. And everybody cheered. And I could have asked that to any one of our artisans, and they would say something similar. Our why at Doказano is creating opportunities for the next generation. And having that strong why, we have been able to so easily align with Seeds for Change Foundation and RAIN, who have a similar mission to us. So thank you for being a part of opening up our opportunities for these women to see the realization of their why.
We've known that we've had impact in the lives of our artisans and their children, but we've known that we need to have a really solid evaluation tool, a way that we can measure the impact and really see in just such a real way the differences in our artisans' lives before Doказano and where they are now. And so in this last year, we were able to send a team over to specialize this and worked on getting an evaluation in place. And so we've been able to do some initial evaluation just based on our artisans' lives before Dogasano and where they're at now. And so we want to share some of those, some of that data with you. So before Dogasano, 45% of our artisans had electricity in their homes, whereas now 80% of them have electricity in their homes. Yeah, which is key in getting out of poverty. As far as communication goes, Initially, only 6 of our 20 artisans, our full-time artisans, had cell phones, and now all of them have cell phones. Before Doказано, on average, our artisans and their children had about 1.8 meals per day, whereas now they have about 2.4 meals a day on average. One of our favorite programs in statistics is that through our school food mapping program, we've been able to send 60 children to either nursery, primary, secondary, or vocational training through our matching program. And actually, just in the last couple of years, we were able to send 2 of our artisans' children to universities, both of whom were the first of their families to be able to do so. So that was a really cool milestone. As far as income goes, Doказano artisans were able to increase their income by 5 times from before their time in Doказano. And almost more importantly, they went from having a savings of about 4,600 Ugandan shillings to 156,000, which is the difference between a savings that affords a meal for your family versus the savings to pay for rent for 2 months. So that's a big step up for them and just really good progress. Medical care. None of our artisans reported having access to proper medical care before coming on Doказano. And through our medical program, they all are now reporting having access to good medical care. And this is one area where we've seen a few different situations and examples now of how this has so deeply affected our artisans' life. Just recently, we were doing some home visits while we were there, and two sons of one of our artisans made sure to come up to us and specifically say, "Thank you so much. You saved our mother's lives." Just because we were able to provide the resources and the access for their mother to have an emergency surgery that she needed. And so we've been able to see examples like this where we know that Doказano and really this partnership with RAIN is allowing us to keep mothers alive and to keep them in their families, and it's just been really powerful. But probably one of the most powerful stories of impact that we've seen is with Ruthie. So this is Ruth. She is just a little fireball. She has just this joy and this happiness that kind of radiates from her. She's just a light. And she comes into the room and she just always has such a huge smile on this smile all the time. So Ruth had polio as a young child and lost the ability to walk soon after. So she has been in a wheelchair for decades now. She has a little hand crank wheelchair that she pedals around. And as Byron and we can all attest, the roads in Ugandan are not easy to get around as is. So you can only imagine on a hand crank wheelchair how that would be. But Ruth does it with a smile on her face, and she's never complaining. So unfortunately, in this last year, Ruth was in an accident where she was hit by a car in her wheelchair. And luckily, her injuries were minor. There was no permanent damage or anything like that. But it kind of ended up being a blessing in disguise. So, Ruthie had this polio thing happen as a child and just was kind of in a wheelchair ever since then, and probably hadn't had any proper evaluations done by, specialists. But after this accident, we had her go to a specialist and make sure that there weren't any underlying injuries or anything like that. And during her evaluations, the doctor said, I think based on your scans and this evaluation, you should be able to have a lot more mobility than you do. And here she is, having been in a wheelchair for decades, thinking that she would never be able to, have much more mobility, being told that it could be a possibility. And so when we heard this, we were thrilled, and we made sure that she continued to have all the access and resources necessary to continue to go see specialists and get the physical therapy necessary. So this last time that we're out there visiting, we were just sitting in her home. We're sitting on straw mats on the floor of her little sitting room in the front. And, we're just chatting about everything, and she's explaining the process in her treatment after the accident and everything. And she's telling us that, this doctor has really high hopes for her. And the things she's explaining are very surprising for us, because Ruthie's always been in a wheelchair, and we never thought that could change. But she goes on to tell us about the physical therapy she's going through, and we asked her if she could show us what her daily therapy was at the time. And she was thrilled to show us. So she kind of scooted from her mat kind of onto just a wooden chair that she had in her room. And she pulls up these crutches that she has. And we just sat there in astonishment as she put these crutches out in front of her and she stood up. Like she just pushed herself up with her strength and stood there upright. And I mean, it felt like we were witnessing an actual miracle. It was absolutely incredible. To see Ruthie, who has always been in a wheelchair or been sitting down, standing upright, and just to see her fullness, and I mean, it was absolutely incredible and astonishing. And it was one of those moments where we knew that just the small resources and the opportunities we're able to give our artisans is really, really changing their lives. And it's looking like Ruthie will not only be able to stand, but she should be able to walk someday. How amazing is that, right? Yeah. And really, again, because of this partnership, we're able to do things like this, and we're able to make sure that our artisans are food specialists, and we're just so thrilled for this partnership and to be able to continue to grow and provide that impact.
So we've been able to outline what we've been able to do together just over these past, it's been not even 2 years that we've been partnering between USANA and Seeds for Change, and so much has happened. So we want to tell you about what's to come. So meet Ashlaf. He is the son of one of our artisans, Crossy, and Ashlaf was born with cerebral palsy, and he represents one of the most vulnerable groups of people in our community and across the developing world, people with disabilities. So for the first year that Crossy was working at USANA, we were not aware that she had this son. She's a widow, and so each day when she came to work, she would have to lock him inside, and he's immobile, unable to feed or care for himself, and leave him for the day in a dark mud hut on his own. He's lucky to have a mother that really cares for him, and she would send one of her sons when he could from school. He would go during lunch and feed his brother, but otherwise he wouldn't have interaction for the day. But many children are in a dire situation that maybe don't have parents that have a job. First of all, there's a great stigma around disabilities in this society that this is a curse for doing something wrong, and so it's somewhat of a shameful thing to let people know. And so these children are very often kept inside, are not out interacting with people. And not able to receive any kind of help or therapy or education to be able to improve. And so Ashlaf represents a population that we really care about. He included us to this sector of people. So during our trip to Uganda with the RAIN team, we were able to visit several of the families with disabilities, as you saw in the video. And probably some of the most somber moments of our trip were in some of these homes where families are already in poverty, and then having a child with disabilities where they already have such scarce resources is very difficult to be able to provide for this child, even their basic needs. And so we are excited to tell you about our next construction project is the Ashlaf Ability Center. So you saw the workshop. We have a very similar floor plan to the workshop, so a large building that is specifically for people with disabilities in our community. We've identified about 50 children in the community throughout the region that will be utilizing this facility, where they can come and receive therapy, nutrition, and being in a stimulating environment with people and interaction and colors and music, which is going to be amazing. And just recently, this was a few months ago, Proxy needed to bring her son with her to USANA, which is not something she typically does. So he's 14 years old, but he had walked about 3 kilometers up and down hills to the USANA workshop. And while they were walking, it was raining. And when she arrived at the workshop, everybody saw her, then drenched from the rain, and Ashlaf's on her back, just squealing and laughing. And Proxy said she realized that he never felt rain on his face. So with this ability center, our aim is to be able to provide endless rain on the face moments for these children who spent their lives inside of dark homes. So again, thank you for being part of that. And we're not just going to stop there. So Museums had a small library as part of our workshop the past couple of years. And this, basically we opened this as we were teaching literacy classes to our artisans. We want to provide books so they can read to their children to practice what they learned at home. And so we've grown this library to about 4,000 books. We opened it up to the community, and we're the only library in a 3-hour radius. So it's a pretty big deal. Well, while we were there with the RAIN team, we were able to meet with the mayor. This is the mayor, ДАÖТ, here on the left. And we've known ДАÖТ for years, and he's visited our library before. But I think it made a difference that we had this RAIN team together with us talking about this library. And so our workshop is about 3 miles outside of town now. And so as we talked about the plans for where to put our library, the mayor proposed that we actually work together with the town council to co-own a large library downtown next to the town council building, where we can provide better access to the community. This is the goal when it comes to community development, to be able to work together with local leadership, to be able to co-own and develop and be responsive to the needs of the community. So together, we will be building a large community library with the town council. And just to give you an idea, most people do not have access to books in their homes or even in schools, aside from just black and white textbooks. And so the opportunity to really open up the world through books without them having to step a foot outside of their village is pretty amazing. So that's our 3rd construction project on the docket.
So one of the other exciting projects we have coming up is the expansion of our artisan microloan program. So up to this point, we now have 11 artisans who are new business owners. 4 of them have their own private businesses and business loans, and then a few of them have group business loans with other artisans. They kind of banded together to do, farming or different things for their businesses. And so it's been really cool. Their businesses have now been running for over a year, so we've been able to see how their businesses have grown. And they're doing really well. They're paying back their loans really quickly, and it's been really exciting to see the progress that they've made. One of our artisans, Kathy, has a piggery. This is one of her pigs. And so her story has been really cool. We actually, there's just been some exciting outcomes that we didn't expect. One funny one was when we were visiting her home, she had kind of a pile of compost-looking stuff just on her porch, on her front porch. And she points at it and she's like, oh, it's for the pigs. And it turns out that her neighbors in her little community, or just right in her little apartment complex, have been bringing kind of their biodegradable waste that is perfect pig food and just leaving it on her doorstep. So she just takes it every day to the pigs, and just, again, just such a cool thing that the community is so willing to support each other and just have each other's backs and help each other out as much as they can. So it's been really cool to see that, and we're really excited to be able to do more loans and provide opportunity for more of our artisans. Another really cool outcome that we've seen is the family involvement. So when we gave these loans to our artisans, it was understood that this is their responsibility and that most of them are working part-time at Masana still while kind of getting their businesses up and running. And so Kathy has been the main breadwinner in the family for quite a while now. Her husband has kind of had odd and end jobs here and there, but never really had steady work. And so she's been providing for her family mostly on her own. So we were really excited and surprised to hear that her husband had really stepped up and taken on a leadership role with her piggery. From taking care of the pigs to handling the business logistics and everything. He's really taken on a role in that. And it just goes to show that when given an opportunity, people are so willing to work hard and step up and fill those shoes. And so it's been really cool to see that not only is this helping them, helping their financial situation, but also their marriage and just their family situation as a whole. So just another reason that we really want to be able to grow this program and provide additional loans. Some of the ideas our other artisans have who are working on their business plans and in the process with our manager, Tina, are silverfish selling, so just going around and selling fish in the markets. We have another artisan who wants to do a little consignment clothing boutique in town. Another one wants to do a hair salon. So we're really excited to see how our business plans progress and be able to fund those businesses and see our artisans really grow for that. And a big part of that training program, so as I mentioned, you're doing mentorship with them through Tina before they launch their businesses. Then another big part of it is providing opportunities for them to get actual business training, whether it's bookkeeping or customer service or just money management. And so a big part of that is going to be tied into our tourism center. So this is kind of built into our whole campus. We have our workshop, we have our disability centers going in, and then right next to us is this big plot. So we have a supermarket next to us, a petrol station, a little cafe, and so we're working with our neighbor in kind of this combined vision of making the ultimate tourist stopover point. So we are calling it Mavira Village, and basically it is the one-stop shop for all your needs when you're coming from Kampala, which is the main city, to Jinja. And our town is right in the middle of the two, and it's a long journey, and there's really no place to stop. So we're going to provide a place where people can come, they can use a nice clean toilet, they can get a good meal, they can come, they can watch our artisans work and interact with the abundance in a genuine way. They can buy our jewelry and other local crafts, and really just have a one-stop shop right here in this place. So we're really, really excited for that. And not only will it be bringing in a lot of jobs for the community, but it will provide this training part for our artisans who are wanting to start their own businesses and giving them work with cashier and customer service and all those things. So it really is just such a great partnership that we're really excited about. And so this is our little workshop kind of tucked behind the trees that you can see back here. So we're right on the edge of the Mavira Forest and sitting in the Mavira Village. So it's this beautiful, lush rainforest, and it literally is right in our backyard. And so we're really excited to find a way, and we've already started kind of some hiking trails and things, but we want it to be a place where people can go into the rainforest and just experience nature and the lush, dense forest out there, and not have to trek, miles and miles to do it and spend the whole day doing it, but just be able to get this real experience and get out in nature during our trip. So as you can tell, we have a lot of things in the works. We have so many things planned and so many opportunities. And there really just are an endless number of opportunities and so many lives that can be impacted and so many ways that we can grow. And we're so grateful for this RAIN partnership and what we've been able to accomplish so far. And really how much we've accomplished just in this short time is giving us so much excitement and so much hope for what we'll be able to do in the future, because it really has just been more than we ever could have dreamed of.
And stay tuned. Byron has some big announcements of how you can get involved more fully with our impact in Uganda and elsewhere. So stay tuned. Some big things coming. Thank you so much for being a part of making this great change. And we'll be in touch.
Thank you guys for being part of it.
Please welcome back to the stage, Byron Pelka.
All right. Hey, let's give another round of applause for Melissa, for Linda, and Musana, right? They did a great job. Absolutely. And that's what I love, is the difference between feeding a man a fish and teaching him how to fish. And one of the things that I've learned as they were talking, we witnessed that, is a lot of people, they don't just want a handout. They want something that they can do, they can build pride in something that they've accomplished. They want to grow. They want to contribute. They do. They just need that opportunity. So there's a lot of those opportunities out there, but it's been great, to be able to team up with Musana and see the good work and the foundation that they've been able to put into place the last couple of years, and then being able to team up with them and do some things with that organization has been pretty amazing. So, but once again, guys, we started with this, like I talked about, if we want to receive, we first need to give. But the other things have to happen. So for us to be able to create that for ourselves and have a platform, we have to have life-changing what? Products. Okay, how many people like RAIN's products? How many people have seen seed nutrition change someone's life? It has. Okay, how many people in this room are bulletproof when it comes to what we're doing? I am. Can anybody tell you that what we're doing doesn't work as far as product is concerned? Can anybody tell you that seed nutrition isn't good? Nobody can tell you that. Nobody can tell you we've seen too much. We've experienced too much, we've witnessed too much. And so that's the other part of the freedom that we have to be able to have that platform. And the reason that I love seed nutrition is we know it is the biggest platform that can impact people's lives as far as nutrition is concerned than anything else out there. And so we have a couple of products. What does soul help us do? Okay? It helps us replenish. What does core help us do? Yeah? Helps us cleanse. Okay, what does bend help us do? It helps us bend, right? Helps us move. Okay, we also have, what does reverie help us do? Yes. Beauty from the outside in, inside out. But you know what? With the body, as you can see, we've kind of gone through a process. We started with soul as our flagship product. And the reason that we chose core next is there were some core nutrients that we were getting from soul, that our bodies need. And we have all these nutrients that are great, but what happens if you can't absorb them? What happens if you go to a place where their gut isn't healthy, or their stomach isn't healthy, where you can't get these nutrients to the cell because your body's not in a position to be able to do that? So when we're trying to figure out what our next product should be, right? We wanted to figure out what can make everything that we have better, and what can add value to that person on its own, but make everything else work better as well. Would you like to see it? Would you like to hear about it? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce it with the video, and then we're going to pipe in to Ukraine, and we're going to learn a little bit about it from Dr. Chris. Does that sound good? All right. Guys, introducing the newest member of the RAIN family. Let's play this video. We do have a CPAC version for here in this region, and then certain things that are in the product aren't allowed in the markets. They're just not quite on the list yet. You know, there's got to be research done, the research is done here. And so in those markets, we actually do have a capsule form. So you're going to see there's two forms. You're like, why is there two forms? The ingredients in there obviously are going to be the same, but here we get the stick packs. And in other regions like Europe, we had to do the capsule. But this is something that we knew was important for the body, something that we need every day, something that we need to be able to have the well-being, to stay well, and to have these good cultures in our body to be able to absorb all these other things. And so we've done it the way that we've done it, and that's seeds. And this thing is a powerhouse product. It's a powerhouse product. So, do we have Christina? Were we able to get her yet? Okay, well, we got